Hi there, Christine again, demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and we are going to make the second class cards that I made for the March 2023 paper pumpkin kit. So I included supplies for my subscribers to make this kit, so it's like a Z fold, and yeah, let's get to it. So I've got happy, happy, happy spring, or happy, happy, happy anniversary, or birthday, I'm sorry, I put birthday at the bottom. But you can swap out this word at the bottom for anything you wish. So let's put that here. So what you need to make this card, as I supplied, you've got a piece of thick white cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and then scored again at the midway point. So we're gonna go with 2 1/8. There we go, math on the fly. Then we've got a 1 inch by 5.5 inch piece of polished pink. And we've got a piece of basic white and a teeny tiny little piece, which I'm gonna put there so I don't lose it. So I'm going to fold my card base and just using my bone folder to make that line nice and crisp. Now, because it's a Z fold, I'm going to fold the front piece back on itself. So that is what creates the Z fold. So just follow your score line. Now, before I get too carried away, there's something I did on one of my first sample is on the inside, I made a plant, and I really like it. And it's so much easier to do that before you assemble the card. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So this is the inside of your card, right? And I'm going to put my plant over here. So I'm using my polished pink ink. Of course, you can swap out with any ink color that you want to use. And there is my vase, or not my vase, my planter pot. And I love this leaf, so I wanted to use it. All right, so I'm gonna center that, and then just to add a little bit more something to it, I'm going to stamp off with a second leaf. There we go. So you can barely see the other one, but it just kind of spreads the image a little bit more. And it is entirely up to you if you want to add some texture to that pot. I am going to use the texture stamp because I really like it. And my favorite way to use it so far is to stamp once and then again right away underneath, and it gives that two-tone as well to the pot. So this ends up being kind of on the inside of your card. Now I'm not going to put my texture stamp away, so we're going to move on to the next piece. So you'll see here and here, so I stamped the pink piece with this texture stamp. On this card, I only did one stripe the whole way down. And on this one, I did 2. So it's kind of really up to your preference. You could also do it vertically. It's very therapeutic once you start. It does take a minute or two. I'm going to do this one vertically. Why not, right? Let's see what that looks like. So I'm just trying to keep it somewhat level. This is just a pattern, so, you know, no rhyme or reason really. This is fun. It's very therapeutic to do this, kind of repetitive. I kind of like it. If you're using a regular ink pad, or if you haven't used a regular Stampin' Up! Ink pad before, you'll see that I'm tapping, but I'm not like mooshing the stamp into my ink pad. And the reason for that is that you really don't have to. I'm picking up plenty of ink, just tapping lightly. Same as I'm not like applying a ton of pressure to my stamp either. Just kind of pressing, 1, 2, 3, lift. And that's left behind. I don't know if you can see, there's a bit of a pattern in my ink pad because I re-inked it. Perhaps not as efficiently as I could have, so usually this would be solid. All right. So just cleaning that up. And so that takes care of this piece. Now, moving on, I'm going to pull out this lovely white piece, and we're going to use the Happy stamp. Now, this stamp confuses me a little bit, and it's only because the H and the Y kind of have a similar loop, I find. So just make sure it's right side up, or that you're doing the same side all the way down. That way, if it's upside down, you can fix that when you put the card together. So I'm going to start with my middle Happy. And the reason for that is then I can do the top and the bottom and space them fairly evenly. They don't have to be straight. So there's one. And I'm really all over my ink pad here. And again, it's because I didn't re-ink it quite as evenly as I could have. So I just want to make sure I'm getting even pickup on my stamp. So now I'm going to go at the top. And I will do the same on the bottom. It's quite a nice font, even though the Y and the H are very similar. There we go. So that is that one. Now we need a happy something, right? So that's where this teeny tiny little piece comes in. So because I made it so small, like, I apologize for that. You can do the birthday. You can do spring. You can do Easter. If you wanted to do anniversary or to call you a friend, sadly, you'll need to, or Mother's Day even, you'll have to pull in a larger scrap piece. So this is a 1/4 inch high, which is all you need for these tiny little greetings. For this one, I will do Happy Easter. And there we go. One of my favorite stamps on here too, and actually, oh, I'll do it later. There's a lovely stamp here that says sending all our love, which is really nice, especially if you're mailing something. I really like that one. So yeah, put that aside and let's put this card together. So it's a really simple one to put together. So we've got our white piece, we've got our card base, and we've got the pink. So this piece is actually getting glued to the inside of our card on the most right. So I'm just using my liquid glue for that. Whoop. And, you know, if you've got a bit sticking up at the top or the bottom, you can always just, once it's nice and set, look at behind and just take your scissors and just lop that so that it's nice and straight. Then for the front, you're going to do the happy. So what I'm doing here is I'm positioning it on the front of the card to get a sense of where it's going to go. And I'm only going to put glue on the piece that is actually on the front flap of the card, right? So I don't glue the card shut. And I'm going to double check. Always good to double check. So again, I'm not putting glue behind the whole piece. I'm just putting glue on what's going to be touching that piece here. And just trying to line up, kind of, oops, sorry, my head bonked the light. There we go. All right. And then for the Easter, you can totally glue it flat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it onto my dimensionals because I like having a little bit of drama, just a little bit. All right, so I've just cut my dimensional to the size that I want. I've now got 2 pieces, which is gonna be a little bit fussier than I intended, but that's okay. And remove the back of those. And we've got a really cute Easter card. So just pull in the other ones I made. So happy Easter, and we've got this cute little plant that will stand up nicely in a nice Z fold. Happy birthday, same, but I did not make the plant on the inside because I forgot. And the first one I made for Happy Spring, again, has the plant on the inside. You can decorate your border or even leave it plain, whatever you like. You can decorate your card too. Don't forget, I usually like to put some stamps on the back. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed these, and I may post another video because I was asked about ideas on how to use the leftover pieces on this one, and I had an idea. So I may be back, not tonight though. So thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. If you want to subscribe for the April kit, you know, just reach out and I'll get you set up for that as well. Thanks so much.